What's up? Hello, everyone. We're trying something different today. So there's no camera guy. Fitzy's just busy. He's off doing photography and his media, and he's just absolutely swamped at the moment. But it's good that he's got work coming in, money's coming in, and it's all happening for him. So glad for him. So we're going to be doing the next 2 episodes possibly without him, see how we go, and we'll go from there. But today we have the lovely Mr. Schaff coming on. So, how you doing, my man?
Yeah, good to be here. This wasn't something I anticipated doing in my first year as a DJ.
Is it really your first year?
It's cool. Yeah, well, I've been taking it seriously since October.
Yeah.
But I've sort of taken it as a hobby for the last couple of years, and I've played out a few times recently, which has been pretty awesome. Didn't expect to have this many gigs. So
what got you into it? Because if you've only been doing it for a year, what was the inspiration behind
funny
it all?
story. Probably what you wouldn't expect a primary school teacher to say, but
yeah, go on. Yeah.
I suppose where my love for drum and bass began, I was in Ibiza in 2023.
You're in Ibiza.
And
what were you doing over there?
Just having a bit of fun.
Yeah, just having a good time.
So I've been listening to drum and bass for a couple of years. Listened to a lot of Sub Focus and Dimension, especially when I was boxing. But that was sort of the first time I went to a proper, live drum and bass by these, superstar artists.
Yeah.
I think the lineup was Sub Focus, Chase and Status, and then Dimension in that order. And I just remember it just altered my brain chemistry from that point forwards. Just hearing the way it was played live with the doubles and whatnot. I mean, you heard all these tunes by themselves on Spotify, like Solar System and Devotion, for example, but hearing them together as a blend, I just thought, you're actually kidding.
Yeah, how is this happening?
What is life? And I was just sort of hooked from that point forwards, and then just thought, well, I want to kind of create my own blends and have a bit of fun with it. And here we are. Now we're playing out and playing like crazy with sequences. And
it's so funny with that though, right? It's like you have no idea, and then you go there and what the hell just happened? And it was no gap. The song didn't stop and start. It just melded together.
Yeah, it flowed so well.
And they're superstars. Sub Focus is one of my favorite drum bass artists.
Amazing,
he's incredible, dude.
So good.
But then, so with that, you just kind of thought, you went to that in Ibiza and were how do I do this? Where was the research? How did you kind of just go I want to be a DJ. I want to give this a go.
I suppose it was a thought in the back of my mind, then I was listening to more and more drum and bass rather than just something I'd do at the gym or when training.
Yeah.
And then, went to more and more gigs, and then just really got into it that way. I always enjoyed going out from the social side of things, having drinks with
going
mates
to pub,
and meeting people and whatnot. But I never really sort of enjoyed the dancing side of things. I suppose if you've had a few drinks, you'll sing and dance to anything.
Yep.
I suppose it gets a bit old when you're doing it week in, week out, but then to actually find this music that, you're going there for the music, not just, as a side thing you do. It was just so fun.
It's so important though, because there are so many people that just go, I'm going to go Ice Cream Factory because my friends are going. Instead of being hey, Claptone's playing. I've always wanted to see Claptone play.
That's it. It makes a big difference. And maybe if you can combine the two things, if you can combine friends and music, you're just in heaven. It's really the most
100%
beautiful thing, in my opinion. To be having fun with your friends, dancing to your favourite music. It's so good.
So you're a bit of a dancer now?
A little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit goofy with the other genres, but I've got D&B pretty down packed. Don't mind a bit of house tech, UKG 140, here and there, trying to get into a bit more, trying to be a bit more diverse. I think
give it time.
Crazy on the drum and bass, but you can almost chalk that up to professional development. So.
Well, it's so funny because it's drum and bass is so hyperactive. It's so full on. It's so fast. But then with liquid, it's so chill. But then it's when you go back down to house music, it is groovy, kind of just relaxing stuff almost, because it does get heavy.
Yeah.
But drum and bass, you listen to Black Sun Empire or something, and you're holy dooly, this is just go. Yeah. There is no hitting the 5 or hitting the 7. It's just hitting 11 out of 10 consistently.
Yeah. I mean, I love bass, and it it just works so well with that style of music. I mean, even with house tech, you know, you've got Odd Mob and Dom Dollar. They've got the bassiest sort of tech house.
That's
which
it.
is really fun to dance to. But yeah, as you say, Black Sun Empire, Neuro.
Yeah.
The bass in Neuro is crazy. And,
Yeah.
that's probably my favourite subgenre of D&B.
Yeah.
I just love bass. So,
Yeah, that's epic.
as most people do.
So with your DJ equipment then, so like, what was the progression? You kind of just went,
Yeah.
I want to DJ, I want to get into it, but did you...
Well,
yeah,
it's
go on.
funny, hey, like when I was a kid, probably in year 7, you know, back in 2011, I remember getting this Newmark, I forgot what it was called.
Let's have a look.
Honestly, it was silver. It was a 2-channel controller, 3-band EQ, but I had no idea what I was doing. Like, I just thought it'd be a fun thing.
That?
You know, I suppose like in year 7, listen to a bit of EDM, like an older version of that. Hey,
Like old
have a
version.
scroll.
There's so many Newmark products out there.
So many, hey.
But Newmark is a great bit of kit.
Yeah, but I had no idea what I was doing, hey, and I had no idea about the whole DJ software. Like, I thought you just did it, and I almost thought DJing was production back then.
Look at that though.
And then I remember having like 2 tracks that wouldn't have been in key, that were crazy vocal driven, things you'd probably hear in a club, and just playing around with the EQ and the filters and having a bit of fun as a kid, but having no idea what I was doing. And then like I just made no effort to learn. I had no idea where to go. It's so easy nowadays with YouTube and online resources.
That's it.
But yeah, I'd say towards the end of 2023, I got a DDJ 200, so like the cheapest Pioneer controller you could get. And some of my mates laughed at me. They're like, what phase is this going to be? DJ phase? And
yeah, you give it a go.
Fair enough. I guess I've done a lot of things in my life, attempted a lot of things. This is probably one of the more rogue things to do. Funnily enough, this is my first year of teaching year 3 full time.
Yeah,
and
wow.
I thought this would be pretty fun if we could incorporate this into our class party on the last day of school. So I thought if I can, you know, understand the mixing process and learn music phrasing, and you know, we can play a few tunes for this class party. That's like a good little short-term goal to have.
Yeah.
And then I did that, and I sort of learned the whole mixing process, and then I thought
that would have made the kids' day though.
I had so much fun. They were going crazy.
Yeah. And all you would have had to do is play like, you know, Macarena or Marshmallow or just like, you know, kids
sing-alongs and whatnot.
Thrift shop. Macklemore. Nah.
Moving on year 3, but
that's it. Yeah, maybe a bit too young.
I don't even
for
know if they
Macklemore.
know that song, to be honest.
Yeah, I've done school discos before, right?
Yeah.
Just like as a little like confession, right? And with doing school discos, sorry, I've had to play like stuff like Macklemore and everything. It was like it was in the list, and yeah. The kids kind of knew it, but didn't know it. Because, like, Thrift Shop was so big at the time.
Yeah.
But something that blew me away is, do you remember Tekashi 6x9 or whatever his name?
Yeah, the guy with the crazy face tats.
Just, like, coloured, moldy hair and all sorts of stuff and tattoos all over him. I literally had, like, a 5-year-old, 6-year-old come, can you play that? And I'm like, no, I'm not playing that.
Hey,
Mum loves it.
That does definitely resonate teaching out in Ellenbrook. There's probably some things that the kids see and hear that they shouldn't at their age. But with social media and
technology,
the way of the world, that's just kind of how it is nowadays.
I have to say, like, it's funny to talk about this on the podcast, but I believe with the 16-year-old and under no social media thing is going to be a blessing in disguise.
Oh, 100%.
Because they don't grow... Like, when I was 13, I was playing with Pokemon cards and riding motorbikes and stuff. I wasn't sitting there going, oh, that's a funny reel. That's a funny reel. Oh, what's going on TikTok? What's going on Instagram?
Yeah. The algorithms are crazy. I mean...
It's dangerous.
One of the parents of the kids of my school, who was also a teacher at my school... she said that her son had seen the Charlie Kirk death video.
Oh my God, yeah.
So it's like, you know, you might see people die in movies and whatnot, but to see someone actually be shot in real life,
it's completely different.
You're 10 years old, crazy.
Desensitized,
yeah. So it's like you can just, it might not even. I remember that day it was early on last year, and the Instagram algorithm just went crazy, and there was just all these, it was just dark reel after dark reel, and everyone was commenting about it. And it's like, you could just be a kid, and, you know, you could have this friendly meme joke
Yeah.
algorithm, and then before you know it, you're just seeing all
It's
these
flooded.
death videos, and,
Yeah.
you know, you're 10 years old, more or less.
It's-
It just can't be good for you
It's
whatsoever.
so interesting though, because like say when 9/11 happened, right? I was probably 11 years old, I think, or 10 years old, or whenever it happened, right? But I turned on the TV to watch Dragon Ball Z like I did every morning with my brother, and all we saw was planes flying into buildings. And it's like there was no other channel, nothing else on TV.
Yeah.
We were kids, and all we wanted to do was watch Dragon Ball Z before school,
Yeah.
and then it was just that.
Yeah.
But it's like, it happens, it's media, and it's
Yeah.
algorithms. In
I
a way,
guess-
it's how it's evolved and stuff,
Yeah.
but yeah. But
No,
anyway,
you make a good point there.
Yeah.
I guess that was such a big
huge
worldwide
thing.
event. You can't really escape that. But then,
Yeah.
just some of the stuff that's on these days, and
Yeah, that's it. It's
and also just like the dangers, like cyber safety. I mean, there's a lot of creeps out there, and
Yeah.
people that are trying to take advantage of you, scam you,
I feel
this, that, and the other. And, you know, unless you're educated on this,
yeah.
like, how easy would it be for, you know, someone of that age to be manipulated? Like, it's just best that they're sheltered from that
Yep.
until they're older.
I
And
agree,
I suppose
yeah.
you can still be educated on it,
Yeah.
but I think it's just gone too far. Like,
Yeah.
the accessibility, you know, I think, like,
The fact you
kids
can just
using
Google anything,
Messenger,
yeah.
like kids Messenger to message their mates, and their parents have access to that. Like, that's fine.
Mm.
But I think, yeah, like Instagram and TikTok, and there's Snapchat, or even like on Snapchat, you've got all those like weird
Yeah,
sponsored
Yeah.
ads and like stories, and a lot of them are like totally inappropriate.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's social media.
you can't avoid it. Hey,
Yeah.
so it's just gone.
It's a social contagion.
yeah,
That's the best
all
way
the
to put it.
ads, It's just gone too far.
It's distorted everyone's view on reality. I was going
Yeah.
to say that I feel really bad for women, unfortunately, because it's like they upload photos of just them looking good. They want to dress up, put a nice dress on.
Yeah.
And then they get flooded with all these, people just being like, oh,
Mm.
show bobs and vagine. Silly stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh,
though?
yeah, the
And
comments on
it's
Instagram
yeah.
are ruthless, hey.
It's terrible. But anyway,
Yeah.
let's get back to the music, though.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
No, people, it's
But-
funny as well. I mean, even with the whole, Reels TikTok thing I've been doing lately, some of the comments on that, it's just
Yeah.
wild. Like, I never thought, like, people just have no filter when it comes to a
I know,
comment section.
yeah.
Hey? Like, the way you would, speak to someone in real life, or even over it. But when it comes to comments, it's like all bets are off.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
bizarre,
terrible, but
hey?
that's where it's like, it's perception. It's like, it's
Yeah.
how you use your punctuation. Are you using
Yeah.
commas and full stops? Is it an exclamation mark? Like,
Yeah.
if I say one thing, it could be interpreted 50 million different ways sometimes. Like,
I think people have just become desensitized to respect.
yeah.
But
that's-
that's really not a healthy thing for society.
But that's where I have to say, with like the massive surgence of music culture and DJing and people getting into DJing as like more of a community based thing, that's where it's actually kind of like bringing people together for face to face interactions.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
I'll admit something, right? If I walk past a kid, say like, I walk out the toilet and almost bump into someone, right? And it's like, someone is like 14, 17, whatever. And I say, oh, sorry, excuse me. And they don't say anything back. I will just say manners cost you nothing.
Yeah.
Because it's not to be like mean to the kid.
Yeah.
But I feel like with social media, with phones in their hands, they've forgotten about like just manners and respecting people in
Yeah.
real life. Don't just sit there and look at your phone. You walk past someone, and be, oh, sorry.
Yeah, 100%.
If you're kind, like being kind costs nothing, and karma. I've always believed in karma. You be good to people, people will be good to you, right? And with like music, it's so world renowned and it brings people together. It should just be embraced in a way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit of like a segue.
That's just these things, though. Hey,
Yeah.
you just sort of go on,
Yeah.
tangents.
Oh yeah, in a way.
Yeah.
But anyway, so with the music, so when did you kind of get into your first gigs? Like, how long were you
Yeah.
bedroom DJing before you tried the big
I would
leagues?
say just under 2 years. Hey, so obviously that was that story of me doing the class party.
Yeah.
And then I upgraded to a DDJ 400, so you know, a
So
little
you
bit.
went to 200 to
whip
400.
that one up if you don't know. Probably
Yeah.
one of the best controls you can learn on.
Yeah.
I think the 200 was great because it was so cheap. So it was like, if this is something that wasn't for me, I've not really invested anything in it.
What's the what would you say the big differences between a 400 and a 200 are?
Well, you have the whole effects section on a 400, which you don't have on a 200. And I suppose you probably shouldn't worry too much about effects. At the time, I was also, like, I didn't think I would become a drum and bass DJ. I just wanted to learn how to DJ, and I like drum and bass. Like, I mixed a lot of house as well, like even a bit of techno just for fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, yeah, you've just got a bit more going on. I think you've got the effects.
Yeah.
You've got the memory cues, which is really handy.
Yeah.
And I think you've got things like beat jump. I don't think the 200 has that. It's just really basic.
Yeah.
So it's just like a little bit more. But I got it second hand, and they threw in those Pioneer speakers as well.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So it was a pretty good deal.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, just to get your foot in the
Yeah.
door and give it a go.
That's it. When I was using it pretty much every day, so I was like, well, I might as well. And then I remember, well, I ended up in 2024 spending a lot of that year in Europe. I lived and worked in Amsterdam for a bit, so I was just relieved teaching that year, and then went away. And then over there at the bar I worked at, they had two CDJs, the 2000 X's2s and a 900 mixer. So after I'd finished working, I'd just practice on those, and you know, we'd have kick-ons at the bar, and like I'd just play some music. Everyone there was like a wannabe DJ, so learned a little bit off them, but I think most of it I just learned from YouTube and sort of trial and error.
Yeah. In a way, the way I've looked at this over the years, because I've been DJing for 15 years now. So long. I just figured that out, like, literally 2 weeks ago. I'm like, holy crap. But it's all about your style on it. It's all about your flair on it. You know, like, you can go up there and play techno, and it's just swapping from track to track, you know, or drum bass and swapping from track to track. But then if you're throwing an echo on, you're doing a beat loop, and you're doing this, and you throw a sample in, that's just like we're producing, where, you know, Flume is Flume because of Flume's music, right?
Yeah.
He's not just your typical drum and bass DJ or anything. Flume is so unique with what he made that there is no other music like Flume's in a way. You know, you get the old school Wave Racer and stuff like that, but it's like, it's still their own style, their own taste of how they DJ, right? What would you say that, like, with your mixing, what makes you stand out amongst the rest in a way?
I think even with what people were saying to me last night after my gig, I think that the way I like to mix, I love to play sequences, just keep it flowing. Like, you just keep on dancing. There's not a lot of breakdowns.
Yeah.
But like, it feels right. It's not like it's just drop after drop for the sake of it. Like, it all flows well. You know, like, you'll have a double, and then, you know, you've got to build up in the second 16 of the chorus, or you'll just create one yourself using hot cues or loops, whatever.
Yep.
And then you bring in another track and layer that, and then you might have a vocal coming over.
Yeah,
this can get really, you know,
difficult, right? Complicated.
really complicated to explain. But yeah, I just love really pushing what I can try and do in a time. Like, I'm not just playing tunes for the sake of it. I like to make sure it flows.
Yep.
But I think, you know, when I sort of started off mixing dancefloor quite a lot, and then as
Dancefloor is kind of like more sing-along, like, commercially
sort of
drum
like
bass,
your
right?
Dimension, Subfolk, like the real big tunes and whatnot.
Yep, Netsky and stuff
it,
like that.
Really, exactly.
Yep.
Mixes really easily, pretty easy on the ear. And then I suppose, like, as everyone does that listens to drum and bass, you start listening to, like, the more filthier and filthier stuff, and you know, you're listening to, like, A.M.C, A.M.C, Turno, and their using 4 decks and using all 4 decks at nearly all times. And like, I want to learn how to do that. So like when I got back from Europe, I got my mate's Flex 6.
Okay,
or FLX6, whatever you want to call it.
Damn, so you played on quite a few decks then.
Played on quite a few, yeah. Which is good, I suppose.
Yeah.
And then I remember the whole month of having that, it took me like more than... I couldn't...
Was it this one here?
I think so, yeah.
With
FLX6, yeah. It might be the one to the left, if that's the same thing. In the middle.
Oh, this one?
Go up. Yeah, that one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. Couldn't see the mouse. But yeah, it took me more than a month before I could play for 10 minutes and not make a mistake using 4 channels. Like, it was just a whole new level of brain training.
Yeah.
But then you get the hang of it. So yeah, it almost felt like starting again. Even though you understand phrasing, you always improve and whatnot and learn, extra places you can mix in a tune. But
it's still fascinating though, because it's like, I find that the standard way of DJing, at least here in Perth, is to not use the crossfader, to only flick up and flick down the volume faders, but then it's layering from going 2 volume faders up, and then like doing the chopping and changing and stuff like that. Like, I can do that. I have done that for one of the preliminary things when I first met you guys and stuff like that. Just a little practice mix with Fitzy around. But it's like, it's how people get taught to not use bits on the equipment that are there for reasons, in a way. If that makes sense. Because like, the crossfader is important.
Yeah, no
one uses it. Yeah. I don't know any other DJ. I know one other DJ, the guy who taught me, who was at Capital Nightclub for 13 and a half years, every single Saturday, met Rudimental, Diplo, Skrillex, all the big names, did all the big after parties.
Yeah.
But he taught me to use the crossfader. And that's how I've always used it.
Yeah. From my understanding, I think if you're a bit more of a multi-genre or open format DJ, should I say, I think you'd be using, or like you're scratching heaps, you'd be using the crossfader. But I think, especially with just drum and bass or even like house tech, you don't really see anyone using the crossfader. Yeah.
But it's still like, you don't really have to use it. Like the way I mix, I could just use the volume faders. Yeah. I just prefer it because it's like left to right. It's smooth. Like, it's built there to be smooth from left to right. But at the same time, with the volume faders, like when you're doing quick chops, it makes so much sense. You flick it straight up, you flick it down, you put 2 up, you put 2 down. Like, it's an instrument. Anyone that doesn't believe that a DJ deck is an instrument don't understand what modern technology is, basically. Like, would you agree with that in a way? Because there's so many different things you can do on it. Yeah,
well, I mean, if instruments are making sounds and making music...
Yeah, even if it's other people's music.
The amount of creativity and blends you can do on these things, you can create entire new sounds from what you can listen to on Spotify. So, absolutely.
Have you tried... Because you use Rekordbox on your laptop then, right? And then, so now you're on the thumb drives.
Yeah.
Right? How did you find it swapping from seeing it all visually on your laptop to now looking backwards and forwards, going left, right, left, right?
I actually love it, hey.
Really?
I mean, since the Flex 6, I've got an XDJ XZ.
Damn,
so there's another one to look up. Still got that one. That's
the XZ, did you say?
Probably, probably not going to upgrade from that because I think there's more important things to spend money on in life.
Yeah.
But that pretty much does everything you need it to do.
Yeah.
Like the only bit more fun you could have, maybe you get like another turntable and it's, if you have a pre's or kick-ons, you can go back to back with your mates with the USBs with more than 2 channels. Obviously, that's the AZ.
Oh, this is the AZ,
I would love to have that, but
I'm saving up.
Double the price.
Because at least you got all 4 channels there.
Literally with the USB, so...
Did you want to know something funny but interesting? So do you remember the Alpha Theta one? Yeah, there we go. That's it.
Yeah.
So Alpha Theta, they released the... So the XZ, the AZ is supposed to be the top of the top of the top, right? But... the Omnius Duo actually has more ports on the back of it. Oh, no, not... Is it the Omnius? Oh, whatever the yellow one is. There's a yellow and grey one, and it does look alright, but a lot of people don't like it. Where is it? Oh, I'll find it later on.
Oh, that's the...
Yeah, and it's
that's
curved?
the blue one, and it's got a screen. A guy I used to work with at the bar, he bought one.
Okay.
Just because it's super portable. It's ridiculously expensive.
Yeah, because it's also Bluetooth or something as well, isn't
yeah,
it?
like it's got built-in speakers, built-in Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, play off a USB. You could literally just carry that in a bag, put it on a table, and you could start playing music out loud. You don't need a power. It's got a battery in it as well. So that's what you're paying for. You could literally just pick this one piece of kit up, put it anywhere, and start playing. So I guess that's the advantage of that.
The Opus Quad. So they don't...
Oh, no, I thought you meant Omnius Duo. Yeah, okay, this is... Yeah.
So this is a bit different, right? But
Getcha.
It turns out that on the back of it, it actually has a mono output.
Yeah.
So if you were to record a DJ set, or if I wanted to plug it into this system or something like that, it's just one cable straight in. Whilst with the AZ, it doesn't actually have it. You have to go booth out or something like that to be able to get an audio signal out. But the thing is that no one liked this bit of a kit. They don't sell it anymore.
Yeah, people don't like change, hey. And
yeah, I thought it was cool.
From the normal Pioneer stuff.
Apparently it was a bit more plasticky. Like, it was a bit more thin. Just didn't
I suppose
feel...
maybe if you're like a wedding DJ and you're trying to have a real fancy look about you. But I guess the AZ that there was probably always in Pioneer's plans.
Yeah.
Can't speak.
Yeah,
but I reckon that they wanted to release that Opus Quad, the fancy looking one.
Just to see if anyone would buy it and
just
actually get it.
Almost like a bit of a cash grab. Like, let's see if we can milk this before we release the AZ, and then everyone's just going to buy the AZ, because that's exactly what everyone wanted.
I still found it really strange how the master's up here, in a way. And it's like it's a big chunk right up here. And sure, you got the two USBs, which is great. But, like, this is great if you don't have to move it.
It is a bit of
it's
a
huge
hustle. Yeah, I bought mine second hand with a flyer case, which is handy.
How much did you get it second hand?
I was so lucky. Hey, I got it for $2,600.
$2,600.
Yeah.
Instead of what, 3 or whatever they're worth.
Yeah, well, it's because Black Friday was on at the time, so this was in about November last year.
Okay.
And because they were just over 4 brand new, but then they dropped in price. So then obviously the second-hand ones went down even more. And then everyone was selling theirs to get the AZ, because that's just when that came out.
Yeah.
So it was such a good time to buy it.
Oh, wow. They discontinued now. You can't buy them anymore.
Yeah. So I haven't... Like, mine's great. I use it all the time. Being a drum and bass DJ, you absolutely destroy it. I had an issue with the third bass. And I got that fixed. And
with
then
the
there was
third bass? What do you mean? Like, was it just popping or something? Or?
Yeah, just wasn't really activating. It was just dead. So I got that fixed.
But second hand from a store or second hand off, like, Marketplace?
From Marketplace, yeah.
So, like, this little knob here.
Yeah.
Just cut. It's just 0.
Yeah, that was... I mean, to be fair, I'd had it for nearly a year at that point. Yeah, I don't know. Just bass switching heaps. Maybe something just went loose.
Yeah. But
that got replaced, and coincidentally, the guy that replaced it, there was an issue with the first volume fader. Won't name him, but a guy I know, one of my mates, is also a DJ. He had the exact same problem. Went to this guy, fixed one problem, then another one happens. Obviously, EAV, I think it is the really good place. That's booked out like months in advance.
Yeah, I was about to say, shout out to Grant.
Shout out to them, hey. Yeah. I just wanted to get mine. This was right in the school holidays.
Yeah.
So it's a good time to practice and whatnot. And this was right before I started taking it seriously. I wanted to get a new promo mix out, and then my bass goes. I'm like, I need all 4 channels.
Yeah.
I got that fixed. Then the first channel volume was going. It just wouldn't.
I've never heard of that. So you're saying, like, you went to EAV to get...
No, not EAV. I went somewhere else.
Okay, I was about to say, because Grant, like, he's top of the top.
Don't EAV is good.
Yeah, big shout out EAV.
Let's not get this twisted. No.
Okay.
No, I went to some other guy.
Yeah.
because I couldn't go to EAV
Yeah, because
they
they
were
were
booked out.
Yep.
And then he fixed my bass. Channel 1 goes, and then luckily one of my other mates who does this, he is really good at fixing them. And yeah, I mean, he only asked for $130. He took out 1 million screws, fixed my Channel 1, got in a new fader. And that was right before I DJ'd a wedding, which is a whole story there. So that was cool. Got my Channel 1 fixed, gave him a bit more, and took him to the studio just as a thanks, as you do. Seriously threw me a bone. So
Yeah.
now it's all good.
Big shout out to Grant. Like, Grant at EAV, if you need any equipment fixed, go to this man. He will fix it. And he's like the best in WA. He does all the clubs.
Well, that's it. I tried to book in, and he was like, yeah, if you can drop it to us in a week, and we might have space the next couple of months. And I'm like, oh, look, I appreciate it, but I kind of need it now. And so that's why I went to this other guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously they're doing a killer job if they're getting that much business. So
Well, that's it. That's what I mean. It's like
probably a market in Perth for more of that, especially with how much the music scene's growing, especially with dance music.
Grant has got the monopoly on it, I would say. Like,
Yeah, sounds like it. Hey,
I think he's been doing it since the 90s.
Yeah.
I think so. He's been doing it
there'd
right.
be so much to know.
Yeah. Well, that's it. It's like the capacitors and where do you solder, and like, can you
Yeah.
imagine taking the lid off that thing and what's underneath it? Like,
Yeah.
I like to try and make sure the platter moves smoothly. Yeah, there'd be a lot going on.
Yeah.
Do you play around with the beat jumping or whatever? What are these called? Because these are hot cues on track.
Yeah, hot cues. So definitely, I use my hot cues. Not a whole lot.
Yeah.
I have them there. I always have them 8, 16 bars before the drop, and then on the drop, and they're just kind of there to either create a new build up.
Yeah.
So you might want to, take the tune back to 8 bars before the drop, and then it sounds like it should go into another drop. So you're mixing with purpose. You're not just throwing in another tune for the sake of it.
Yeah. That's actually a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Because I only use the hot cues. Would
Yeah,
you believe
okay.
that? Because I juggle.
Yeah.
I only figured this out like 15 years into DJing. I only figured out 14 and a half in, basically, that the way I actually mix. Because after really watching how Fitzy and other people literally just cut and change and stuff like that. But the way I always just keep jumping back to hot cue and then layering it over the top.
Yeah.
Or bringing in vocals and just using as samples or jumping around the track. Watching people use the memory cues, it makes so much sense, but that bloody cue button gets thrashed, right? Because you line it up, and you sit there
Yeah.
go, yeah.
Like, everyone knows Tour by Mackie G, for example.
Yeah.
So you've got the drop.
Yeah, and that
then,
build up, right?
Then you have the next 16, and then it goes into another build up for the next slot. And not every tune does that, but that tune does do it. So you could have a tour with a double with tour, which is very easy to do, mind you. And then you could then bring in another track while still playing the first one, but you could have the tune that's with tour that doesn't have that build up like tour does. You could make that go into a build up using your hot cues or using looping, and then you can bring in the third track if you want to sequence tour. So then you have a second double for tour without going into the second drop of tour later down the track. And that's just a way that I find you can sequence but make it intentional. Like, you're not just bringing another tune for the sake of it. Like, if all 3 tunes are going into another build-up and it sounds like they should be on the ear, like it's intentional, like it's not like you're just playing tour and then you have the other tune and then the other tune's doing its own thing and then tour's going into that other build-up to go into the next part of the drop. Like, if you send the other one back to the build-up and you have your third tune coming in, it sounds so good.
I can see that you're a teacher. The way you're explaining
I think I might be a bit
sense.
autistic. To be honest, I think it might be more of that, but a bit of both.
Yeah, but everyone's on the rainbow somewhere,
Everyone's
right?
in spectrum for a reason.
Yeah, that's it.
But yeah,
That's exactly
I've noticed like A.M.C does that a crazy amount.
So when you said that you watched YouTube tutorials though, so were you actually like watching instructional, or were you like watching how Mackie G was like mixing right here, like watching the live videos?
Mostly just tutorials.
Yeah.
You know, there was this guy, I think he's called Club Ready DJ. He's a guy from Sydney.
Okay.
Anyone that's looking to start DJing, like, he's done a couple of drum and bass videos, but just the way this guy speaks, he's an amazing teacher. He's got such enthusiasm. He's so engaging to listen to. And I think I just learned a lot about the mixing process and phrasing, you know, counting beats, bars. I mean, when you've been doing it for a bit, yeah, this guy, legend. You know, you just hear the changes in phrases anyway, but I suppose it's easy to hear the changes when you also know the tunes.
Yep. That's exactly it.
I watched a lot from him, and then once I sort of got the idea of phrasing, I tell you what, another way I learned how to DJ, this is somewhat controversial, but
Go on. Yeah.
someone has also said this to me, and I think, like, realistically, if the objective is to get better at DJing, then why wouldn't you do it? You're obviously not going to play it out. So, like, one of my favorite sets was Subfocus's D&B All-Star 360. Amazing set. He was going crazy in that.
So
it's probably got
Focus
2 or 3 million views now, which is a lot for a drum and bass set.
Yep.
But
Subfocus 360 D&B All Stars.
D&B All Stars. So this was sort of how I taught myself to DJ drum and bass. Yeah, this is a killer set. If anyone hasn't already seen it, that's listening to this. But what my method was download, like, go on 1001 track lists, look at all the tunes in this set. I did about half an hour's worth. Obviously minus the dubs, you can't do it with the dubs.
Yep.
And just try and make what I play sound like what he's doing. So
yeah.
I pretty much just tried to copy this set.
I
and
think
would
that's
play
such a
it
good
on
idea.
Repeat
Yeah.
until I made it sound like him. And I wouldn't even align my style to Subfocus whatsoever. This was just something I did to learn how to DJ drum and bass. But it was just good to understanding, you know, like, different places you can double tunes, you know, transitions.
Yep.
Where to bring tunes in, you know, what tunes to put on top in regards to the bass and whatnot. Have a look at what he's doing a little bit with the mixer, but you don't see a whole lot in those videos, to be honest.
Yep. I think that's,
for the aesthetic.
honestly, for someone just getting into it, and it's
Yeah.
just like, just trying to put the pieces together of how to
Yeah.
do it, watching your idols or people that you look up to in the music industry, and copy their set. As you said,
Literally.
you can't get their dubs or you can't get their bootlegs and all sorts
Yeah.
of stuff. But if you find, like, when I was younger, Zed's Dead, Electric Zoo, Kill the Noise, Electric Zoo. I literally went through similar thing, tracklist. This is like 13 years ago, whenever it was. But went through, got the track list, and then tried to recreate it. But I didn't watch, like, you know how with this, with Subfocus, you can watch what he's doing? I listened, I was like, I love this mix so much. Listened to it 3 or 4 times, and then was like, all right, I'm going to try and figure it out. Had the track list in front of me, but then tried to make it similar. And you learn so much from that. Because they're professionals, right?
That's it.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
good way to do it. It's not
Such a
controversial
good
at
way
all.
to learn, yeah.
If
'Cause
you-
as I said, you're never going to play that out. You're not going to steal
Exactly.
their blends.
Yeah, if you
It's
actually
just a
went
good
out.
way to learn, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to get very
Different
far.
thing. Yeah.
Anyone in the scene knows this set, so you'd get exposed instantly. But
Yeah.
it was just a really good way to learn how a drum and bass set could sound.
Yeah.
And if I can mix it like that, then, you know, I'm heading in the right direction, and then can start, you know, trying to add my own taste of tunes in, and you know, I'd have his set, but then I'd add a bit of me into it, and then I
Yeah.
got to a stage where then it was just me. And then I was like, sick, I can now DJ drum and bass without copying Subfocus. So
I reckon it would be so funny, right, if it's like Subfocus comes and plays here,
Yeah.
and you find the biggest set that he, like, whoever's supporting him,
Yeah.
you find his biggest set that he's got on YouTube,
Yeah.
copy the exact same thing. Imagine that. I reckon he'll come on stage and be like, I've heard this somewhere before.
Yeah, this sounds familiar.
Yeah, this was like Basement in London or something, wasn't
Yeah,
it? Like,
Subfocus tribute DJ.
yeah,
Play
yeah.
old
And as
Subfocus
soon as he
sets.
comes on stage, be like, dude, I love your music.
Yeah.
No, that I don't know.
Look, if you got around it, it'd be a good way to acquire dubs.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Yeah, possibly,
Yeah.
yeah. But also to
Venues.
get their attention as well. You
Yeah.
definitely get their attention.
Look, I think there's probably a 98% chance it wouldn't work.
Nah,
but
that's
in the
it.
odd 2%
Too many
it did,
gigs, yeah.
Then
Yep.
what a niche to have found.
Yeah, that's it. So with your music and with your DJing, where do you want to go with it? What do you want to do with it?
Yeah, so, well, obviously I'm, a full-time teacher. Sort of just still think of DJing as a hobby. Like, I think to maybe have 1 gig a month would be sort of an ideal thing.
Yeah.
I know some of my mates, they've gone so far in the last year and they're playing all the time.
Well, look at Lynch. Like, he's playing
Yeah,
all the time.
all the time.
Big shout out Lynch and
Yeah.
Magsy. Like,
And like, I feel like I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. Like, I really spend way too much time on record box. Like, I'll do a little bit of freestyling here and there, but I put so much time into finding doubles, and then if I play that out, unless I absolutely love that, I want to try and mix it up a bit or sequence it differently at least. And I think, like, to do a set, not being cocky, just my style, mixing the way I do as quick as I do, it takes so long to find all these new blends. Especially, like, I suppose if your mates, which I'm quite fortunate, like a few of them have come to half or majority of my sets. You want to mix it up. You don't want to just be playing the same stuff.
Yeah.
And it's probably pretty bad to say, but when I was, teaching in term 4 last year, like, I had my first gig, and then within 2 weeks I had my second gig, and it is term 4, so it is a bit more relaxed. You've done the majority of your assessing, and you're still just finishing off reports and whatnot. But I found out on the Tuesday that I'd have my second gig on the Friday, and I was like, yeah, sweet, I'll do it, as you do. But you're also like, I need to prepare a new set. Like, I just played 2 weeks ago. There's probably going to be a couple of people that have seen that and then are going to see me again.
yep.
And then I
it up.
remember, like, at recess and lunch, I would just be, like, set prepping for this set on Friday that I had 3 days to prepare for. And I was like, there's actually a lot of work that goes into this. So I think, like, I would ideally like to progress, get more sets, bigger sets, but I think for the time being, once a month being a teacher,
Yeah.
I would love to get into the whole music production side of things. I'd love to learn how to make neuro, and I think, maybe if I finally get around to doing that, maybe in 5 or 10 years of consistent production, maybe you make a tune that blows up, and then, maybe you can sort of taper off the teaching and focus more on the DJing, possibly. Teaching pays decently, so I think it would take a lot for me to stop that, to just focus on this. So
Yeah. But
I
that,
think,
you've got your head screwed on in a way.
yeah,
Like, I've been doing this for 6 years now. I've had a few guests that are like, I want to go and play in Coachella. I want to go and play at this or that, and it's like, we're just Perth. We're just in WA.
yeah,
It's like, maybe to go play at Origin,
yeah.
or Snack Festival, or
I
Ice
mean,
Cream Festival.
Even as like as a drum and bass DJ, with the promotions we have here, the venues we have here, like, I played Vault after Logan D with Hortz and Quicksilver, and that was probably some of the most fun I've ever had. Like,
Yeah.
the set went perfectly, the crowd was crazy, they loved what we had to play. It was such a high energy set, everything went well.
But that's what matters, though. That's
Yeah.
where it's like, instead of going, I'm doing this for this and this and this, I'm
Yeah.
doing this just to have fun. Get my
Yeah.
friends to have fun. Go out and have a beer with my mates and play some music, and everyone's having a
Yeah.
great time, and just enjoy yourself.
And I think in a venue like that, where it's so intimate, where the crowd is so close to you and you can see them and you can hear them scream, even if you're just looking down while you're mixing.
Mm.
That was so good. So I guess like the next step would be to, you know, potentially get a solo set there.
Yeah.
Or, you know, like if you played Retrobite, you know, they're the main hall, whatever
Yeah,
you
it's
call
a
it.
big space,
Like, that was packed out for Primate. Hortz was on support, and I just thought, Quicksilver as well, funnily enough.
Yeah.
Thought, geez, that would be unbelievable
Yeah.
to play to that crowd.
It
So
would
just
be.
stuff like that, or, you know, an Inhibit set.
Yeah.
You know, there's Court main stage. There's so much good things you could do in Perth.
Yeah.
Not just playing festival. I mean, realistically, unless you're making music and you have a name, you're not going to be playing festivals.
But that's where I have to say, the line is getting blurred now. And the reason why the line's getting blurred is there are a few DJs in Perth, right, that aren't producers that are now playing on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And with those DJs only being DJs, right, it's a good thing in a way. But at the same time, it's always traditionally been you have to be a DJ and a producer. You make your own music, your own style, your own image now. But now it's all just it's music and image. So it doesn't have to be producing anymore, which is shuffling things up a little bit. I've heard through the grapevine as well that one of these people have actually they don't even put together their own DJ sets anymore. The company that it's actually like apparently the company that they're
set producer.
basically it's like they will go play a gig and they won't know what is on the thumb drive.
That's crazy.
And they're only like 2 years in, which is even worse. But the thing is, they've got the social media to back it.
Yeah.
So if they've got the social media to back it and people see that and they love the social media and not the reality of it, well then, I guess they'll keep kicking goals even though they're not professionals. That's the way I look at it.
It's weird, hey, with the music industry, also for what it's worth, High Ground set wouldn't be mad.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. High Ground,
Would
yep.
be.
If anyone's watching,
left out, you know, them Smile High,
Yeah.
Inhibit, anyone.
Yeah.
The music industry's a funny one, hey, I guess, like, I suppose people that love the music just really appreciate it and a good set, and you're not even really concerned about who the DJ is. You know, it's happened to me before. I've been at an event and I've thought, okay, I'm going home now. It is stupid o'clock and I have something to do the next day. And then, you know, you get hooked into it. You know, you might hear, you know, a couple of tunes together and you go, whoa, this sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. And then you end up staying there. So I guess you have that whole side of it, which is a really cool thing. But then I guess you have also like the Fish 56 Octagon side of it. And I've seen him play
Fish 50 what?
Fish 56 Octagon, you know, the big social media bold guy from England. He made videos just about like
Octagon
tunes. You definitely know him if you saw him. You have to know him.
No, I never heard of this
Never
guy.
heard of Fish 56.
I've been
He's probably the biggest music influencer.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, 650,000 followers on Instagram.
And now he does produce his own tunes or like a lot of bootlegs and stuff, but he really just got this massive following from talking about cool tunes from the 90s and the 2000s, and, you know, playing them on vinyl, and he danced them. He have these really like sort of, you know, unique dance moves. Everyone just loves that sort of stuff. And he just blew up. I saw him play at Creamfields, thinking he'd never come to Australia, but he got so big he has, and he did a show at Metros at the start of last year. He just did Ice Cream on Boxing Day. So I've seen him 3 times. And look, he's a great DJ, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But
it still seems like he's
doing
doing
anything and people would go crazy because everyone just loves him and they're there to see him.
Yeah.
Like the way he dances, his energy behind the decks. Kind of like Fisher.
But as you said though,
He's a performer, but he was also a very good DJ. Credit to him.
But he's always been in the music industry by the looks of it as well, right?
He is, but he was like a DJ that had a job, as most of us do. And,
most.
And then he just started making these videos of him, you know, playing vinyl records and dancing and just sharing them with people online. They just blew up.
Yep. But that's where it's like the heart's in it.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, where it's
So
like...
I feel like you have some personalities where people almost see them as like a performer.
Yeah.
Like you got like Fish 56, Fisher. Obviously, he has some good tunes. Don't get me wrong, but you know,
What's that?
he's really
not
just
Del
the crowd
Toro.
feeds off his energy, and everyone's filming him because they want to see him dance and go crazy.
What's that guy's name? He did that thing at Tomorrowland, or Sebastian something, and he would like fall asleep on stage and stuff.
Who's that other Patrick Mason? Dances like crazy. So there's like this whole aspect of
Yeah.
people will just go to see someone and not even the music necessarily. There's obviously probably both, you'd think.
No, that's it. But that's what I mean. And it's like, what's his name? Not academic. Salvatore Ganacci. Have you heard of this dude at all?
Nah.
So this guy, exactly the same thing. So Salvatore Ganacci, he starts out his set and he's in the crowd. There's no one on stage.
Yeah, okay.
At Tomorrowland. Everyone's like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
And he's just dancing in the crowd. Like that.
Pretty funny.
Yeah, that's it. But his whole thing... See, look, and he's a buffoon. He's an imbecile on stage. He's a DJ, he's a producer, he's a ghost. He paid someone, obviously, to make his music or whatever.
Yeah.
Probably. I can't be 100% true on that. But at the same time, it's like his stage presence is silliness. It's like with Steve Aoki throwing cakes.
That's a whole thing in itself, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm so active with what I'm doing behind the decks that I don't have a lot of time for this. But even when I do, I don't know what to do with myself. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I dance to drum and bass as a fan, but I don't really dance to drum and bass as a DJ. I look a bit goofy sometimes, but I think like having stage presence
It's
and
so important.
giving the crowd energy in that way, and if you can do it well, like that is gonna skyrocket you really. So like the people that necessarily maybe they're not the best producers, or they ghost produce, or they aren't great DJs, but they do the stage presence thing 10 out of 10. Like Timmy Trumpet, for example.
Yeah.
Like everyone just goes crazy. So if you can do that, then credit to you. I mean, that's a whole thing in itself, just being a performer, and that's something that I'm not.
So it's funny, the way I look at things, right, is that way back in the day, in the medieval times, right, you'd have the court, and you'd have the king and the queen and blah, 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 but you'd have the jester. And rather than the jester, they'd be in the corner being the entertainment. But the jester can kind of get away with anything.
Yeah.
Almost. You know, they can make fun of the king because they're there as a comedic, comical thing, right? But as a DJ sometimes, it's not so much being the jester in the corner, but if you're at a pub, you're playing music to the entire pub. So if... Sometimes I like to play the Harry Potter theme song. Sometimes I'll play
That'd be a fun one, yeah.
Yeah, play the tequila song, you know? So with
Another fun
tequila...
one.
Yeah, I do this thing, right? And I've been doing it for years and years and years, where I'll put a 5-minute song on, 6-minute song on, whatever. Run down to the bar, right? This is like after I've amped it up a little bit.
Yeah.
So people are starting to pay attention. Oh, the music's good. Oh, this is really groovy. I'm getting into this. Yeah, let's stick around. And then I'll run down to the bar, get 2 shots of tequila. I'll go back, right? And everyone's like, where the hell's the DJ going?
Yeah.
And then, oh, he's coming back. He's got 2 shots. And then if it's like a function and they're close to me, I'll be like, birthday boy, birthday girl, have a shot of tequila with me.
Yeah.
Put the tequila song on. Birthday boy usually gets up on stage. All of their friends get photos. Oh my God, he's getting a shot with the DJ, blah, blah, blah. For me, it's nothing. So I don't even know you, right?
Yeah,
I don't even care, really.
Yeah.
But at the same time, people see that, the perception, the perception to be able to go, wow, this is fun. Well, this is great. Let's stick around. And that's what I mean. Exactly like you're saying. You go to the vault, right?
Yeah.
But if you just stand there and just go,
Yeah.
people will just be like, well, the music's good, but
You have to love the music. Otherwise, you're not really that stimulated, I suppose.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
That's
there's
it.
that whole aspect of appealing to... I mean, I guess they do genre-specific events, so you'd think majority of the crowd that go there know what they're signing up for. But I guess if you're, as you say, like you're at a bar or You know, potentially a wedding or something as big as that, where you're going to have all sorts of people, that's going to appeal to a wider range of people and work. And
Yep.
I mean, obviously that's why they're there. So
Yeah, that's it. But he just popped up. Like, Salvatore Ganacci literally just popped up one year.
Yeah.
And he got famous because he was doing dumb stuff. Like, really silly things. You know, there's a funny video that I don't want to find it because it'll take forever to find it. But you know how there's those things where you balance and you got little marble? They're little mazes and you got to, like, lift it up and move it to try and get the marble in the hole?
Oh, kind of.
Yeah, they're like
wooden boards.
Yeah, wooden boards, and you got to lift it, and you got to try and like balance it in the whole lot. So it's like it looks like he's DJing, but he's got one of those, and he's sitting there trying to work that at Tomorrowland, and the camera guy is just like showcasing. Oh yeah, look, the music's playing.
Do you think that there's almost a line that should be drawn in regards to, you know, respecting the art?
Yeah.
Like, because like some people are starting to think that DJs are just memes or like, you know, like you're a bit of a piss take. Like, on one hand, there's so many events, there's so many festivals. I almost think that there's something for everyone. But when you're doing that, do you think it might be going a bit too far, or it might like?
But that's the thing about the music industry. Is the
Yeah.
music industry has already gone too far, and there's
Yeah.
already so much corruption and this and that happens to it. It's like when you strip it back to its basic layers, and it's all about bringing people together, and it's all about love and kindness and caring and the grooving and the music and the dancing. It's all good, but as soon as you introduce money into it, it corrupts. And that's where it's really bad, where there have been clubs in Perth where it's like they'll go and book someone that has just started out DJing, doesn't know anything about what they're doing. Fun little fact, Market Grounds on Friday night, whoever booked that person, didn't know how to make the music work. It was all plugged in, everything was turned on, the master was on 0. Oopsie daisy, you've been playing for 3 years in Perth now and the master's on 0 and you didn't know how to make it work? Not naming names, but Jesus fucking... Sorry, Jesus. Sorry, almost swore. Sorry.
You're fine, you're fine.
But yeah, so in saying that though, right, it's like... it's... If you can bring 40 people to your event, you will get books.
Yeah.
If you can guarantee that you go and play at a nightclub and you're going to bring in 30 people that will spend money, you'll get booked again.
Yeah.
Because the bar needs to make money.
Yeah.
And that's where it sucks, because you can go there and play an absolutely incredible set and you'd be really good at what you do.
Yeah.
But then unless you have like the profile, the following to back it up, it gets distorted and convoluted, and it becomes difficult. And a lot
100%.
of people get out of it because of that, because they don't want to sell their soul to the social media algorithm.
I get that. Hey, this is definitely very relatable.
Yeah.
I mean, I've only played out, well, I guess technically 5 times, which is pretty good.
That's in 1 year. That's not bad.
I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah. And they're good sets as well, right?
Yeah. But I mean, like, you put your heart and your soul into these things, and it's lovely, the feedback afterwards. Like, everyone's like, that was amazing, you're crazy, like, that was so good.
Yeah.
Like, how are you that, like, saying really nice things. I think, like, genuinely as well, not just because, like, they're your mate, like, really gassing it up.
Yeah.
but
Usually
yeah,
it
I
is
mean,
genuine,
the shame is, I guess, without social media and, you know, like, unless maybe you've played out 50 times and, like, you really are a known name in that genre, in that scene.
Yeah.
It for the most part, it's only really your mates and then sort of the randoms that are there at that event at the one time, and they may or may not remember you again.
Yeah. But that's what I mean, leaving a mark.
It's hard, hey. It's like, but I'm so grateful. A lot of my mates that love this music are very supportive and come to my sets and whatnot. But, like, I was almost thinking, like, other than that Vault one, if they weren't there, then there wouldn't have been many people there, hey? And it's like, you can be this amazing DJ, but ultimately, if no one knows who you are, and it's like, it's good that, like, they come and have fun, and, you know, I'm trying to give them some value for money if they're buying tickets.
Yeah.
But yeah, ultimately, if you don't have a following,
but the other distorted thing as well, right, is that people think like, oh, you know, I can get into this and just reach for the stars and stuff like that. It's consistency.
100%.
It's just keep doing it,
Just keep
because
grinding. Yeah.
I can't remember who I was talking to. So I was talking to someone about this last year, but it's like, it's not that it's like you're kicking goals and you're making things happen, but it's just your turn.
Yeah.
And it's like, it hits hard to hear that, but it's like, you know, I used to go to Capital nightclub and play at Capital. I used to go to Amplifier and play at Amplifier, and I used to do this and do that. But I'm older now. It was just my time. That's all it was.
Yeah.
And being able to take that step back and go, I'm going to have the time of my life, enjoy myself as much as I can. But nothing lasts forever, right?
Yeah.
And that's where it's like, you know, Sub-Focus. Just, we looked him up before. 42 years old.
Yeah.
Which is a really good achievement, and that's epic.
Yeah.
But that guy's just been kicking goal after goal after
100%.
goal. Yeah.
You notice a lot of them are getting on in age, but obviously that's just like a reflection on, you know, how long it took them to get to how big they are. And
Yeah.
obviously, like, he's in his 40s, A.M.C's in his 40s, Andy
Yeah.
C's nearly 50.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But then you look at like the big EDM guys like David Guetta, Carl
Yeah.
Cox.
Yeah, and they're all ancient.
They're all
kind of ancient.
ancient,
Yeah,
so-
kinda. Yeah.
But yeah, I guess like
Yeah.
there's you breaking through and making a name as a DJ, but then I suppose the real trick is if you're making tunes and you're a producer and you can really offer something to people without them having to be there, I suppose that's probably one of the better ways to do it.
Yeah. But it's
But yeah,
in a way, it's being able to take a step back and go, what do I want out of this? You know, I want the right reasons. I want it
Yeah.
for the right idea and the right direction.
yeah,
But then to be able to go, I'm happy with my slice of pie.
yeah.
In a way.
I mean, I'm glad that I've sort of found my own little social media niche.
Yeah.
The way that started was I was just at work, probably preparing for one of these sets, and I was after work, and I thought of this idea for a blend.
Oh.
The very first one, and, you know, sent it to the boys, said, what do you reckon? But I just did it on the smart board for fun, just, you know, I had record box on the computer.
Yeah,
had
this
it
is
projected
pretty
to the
damn
smart
cool.
board. I just thought it'd be a bit funny to do it that way, and they were like, firstly, good blend, but secondly, like, post that. I'm like, what? They're like, nah, surely post that. That's unbelievable content. I'm
Yeah,
like,
that is.
you kidding me?
It's epic.
And they're like, I think, well, that's one of them, yeah.
Yeah, cooking lesson 5.
But yeah, the first one, so I went home. I tell you what, I also respect content creators making these reels.
Yeah, it's
I
so
actually-
difficult,
I hate
right?
doing it. Hey?
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad people enjoy it, and they, like,
Yeah.
I've met people at these D&B events, and they're like, oh, you're the whiteboard guy. I'm like, yeah, that's me. And they're like, no, keep doing it. Like, it's really cool. I'm like, oh, I'm glad you actually like it. Thanks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, obviously film it at school and have the music playing exactly as how you'd hear it, but obviously I'm recording on my iPhone and the microphone's not great.
Yeah.
So then I go home and play the exact same thing on my decks and then get the audio that way. And then the irony is then you put this in a video editing software like CapCut, and you almost beat matching. Like, you gotta, you know, match the audio to the audio of the original, and then you cut the audio of original and have the clear audio playing over the top.
Yep.
Then by the time you censor out the school logo, you add your words. This is probably like a 2-hour process for a video that's under 40 seconds, more or less.
Yep. And it's
And
just
it
the
is
time.
a lot. And as I said, I'm glad that, like, a lot of them have done pretty well. Like, when I posted that first one, I was like, oh, like, when people post blends, unless they're, like, insanely good or that's how they've built their following, I'd say people maybe, you know, they're getting, like, between 50 and 100 likes, and that's probably generous on average. Like,
Yeah.
obviously some DJs get, like, crazy amounts, some get none. Even if it's a really good blend, it's just ultimately comes down to your following and how many people know you, really. But yeah, that first one, I thought, oh, maybe because it's a niche thing, it'll get like 150, 200. I'm like, that's sick. That'll be worth it. Like, that means, like, you know, it's done well. I don't feel like an idiot for posting myself on social media, dancing in front of a whiteboard that's electronic.
Yeah.
But no, I think the first one is on like 8,000, and it's been seen by nearly 150k people or
Look
something.
at that, 1,445 likes, 8,224, 20,000.
Yeah, the second one blew up.
Yeah. But this is the algorithm. This is what you got to do.
And I think just and obviously it's dropped off a lot since. Like the Christmas one sort of bombed, but hey, I mean, 300 and whatever on a drum and bass blend post is pretty good. So
yeah.
And then the next one I did a triple and that built it back up. But that second one just went crazy on Insta and TikTok. So yeah, I'm just like, I guess it's kind of funny because there's two sides of this, like with the whole Mr. Schaff thing. I might change my Insta handle to that. I'm not sure I want to change my DJ name to that. Because it's like, obviously I am a teacher. I'm going to be a teacher for God knows how many more years.
Yep.
But it's like, do I want to be known as a good DJ that people say I am and that I believe I am? Or do I want to be known as like the whiteboard guy who's a DJ? You know what I mean? Like I sort of want to be respected as a bit more. Obviously, it's a great way to market yourself and to build up a following and to get your name out there. And like, yeah, some of the big promotions have got around them. So it's obviously worked in that regard, which is good.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'd take bookings and DJ ability any day over likes and views on social media. Gone on a bit of a tangent here, but I just think that like I would. It's cool to do this, but I don't want to be like sort of typecasted as you know.
You don't want to be the Peter Parker.
Yeah, exactly.
What happened with Tobey Maguire?
Yeah,
Everyone
exactly.
sees Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. Yeah, he's Spider-Man.
Yeah, so that's sort of the thing. It's like obviously I love teaching. It's a big part of my life. I think like even outside of literally teaching kids, I think that's just kind of who I am as a person. But with the whole DJing thing, it's like I'm happy to incorporate it. I just don't want to be known as that. I don't want that. Like, I don't want people to go to gigs and be like, "Whoa, this guy can actually DJ." Like, he's not just like some teacher that stands behind the decks and dances for an hour. I mean, I'm exhausted every time I play. Hey. I was dripping last night.
We gotta wrap it up soon, but
easy.
One thing I recommend you do, right, is get like a smart ring or get like a pedometer or like with your smartwatch or something like that.
Yeah.
And you'll be surprised how many steps you do on a DJ gig. The most I've done in 6 hours is apparently I did 13.5 Ks.
Jesus.
Apparently. But that's a 6-hour DJ set, hot, and
it's actually a good workout.
Yeah. People don't think it is. They think you're just standing there.
No,
but
I'm
you're tapping, you're
after.
thinking, like you're on top of it. There's loud music.
Yeah.
You get so wound up. I
think the mental focus as well. Like it is, you are so dialed in.
Yep. Yeah, you are. Like you have to be, because you got to know. Like as soon as someone talks to you, just like what? Like you're so into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the industry, and it's so much fun, right?
It is so much fun. I think
there's a reason why we do it. So
I think I don't know. There's a lot of beautiful things about life, but I think playing music you like to people that like that back reciprocally. I can't even speak. It's reciprocal.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is like. I had a few drinks last night, but I felt dead sober after. But you just feel on top of the world. Like you feel like so euphoric despite being dead sober. So yeah, playing out and it, going well and people coming up to you and saying nice things and saying, I had so much fun doing this while you're busting your ass trying to make sure it all goes well. But you're also having fun in the process and you're hearing your tunes on this crazy sound system. It is, it's such a good feeling. Yeah, that's why I love doing it, really.
Yeah, well, let's leave it at that because we've been going for an hour and 9 minutes. So
that was a bit more than half an hour. Hey, well, that might be the case.
Yeah, usually I try and go for like 45 to an hour and a half.
Yeah,
but it's just like. It depends. It really depends, and it's so hot in this room.
Yeah, look, I'm keen for a nice cold glass of water.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but thank you so much for coming on.
My pleasure. No,
this has
it was
been
a ton
good.
of fun.
And now that I'm doing this, like at the moment, it's just me doing the camera work. I've been saying this for years that I'm gonna get like panel guests on. So it's like get 2 or 3 more guests on. So it's a group discussion. It's actually gonna happen now because 2's company, but 3's a crowd, and having a discussion, a group discussion, is always so much more fun.
Yeah.
So if you're keen in the future, you know.
That's it. Get Lynch back.
Yeah, that's it.
Discuss his Thailand trip.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Well, it looks like he's had the best time.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Hey? He's
Like
met all the superstars. As
Yeah,
well.
he met all the big heads. Like somehow, just go to the pool and like, oh wait, you're a drum bass DJ. Oh, dude, hello.
Yeah.
So cool.
Nah, definitely be keen to do it again. Cheers,
Yeah,
man.
hell yeah. All right. So next week on the podcast, let's have a look. We have the big man Gene Williams coming on. Have you ever heard of Gene at all?
Sorry to admit I haven't.
That's all good.
Not by name, at least.
Gene actually has been in the industry for a very, very long time. He used to be part of a group called the Pile Rats. I'm pretty sure he's part of the Pile Rats. And they used to do the bookings at Parker, which became Jackrabbit Slims. And they also used to have like I think it was a magazine. It was like an online magazine about WA's culture. So similar kind of thing of what we're doing here. But also, Gene does the bookings at a few... I don't want to say the names because, it's a bit interesting, but he does a few bookings at some of the big venues around Perth. He's been in the industry for a long time, and he is a legend. I've heard about him for a long time, but I only met him last year when he was doing the teaching. Like, he was walking around for the Your Shot competition. Lovely dude, and I can't wait for next week. It's going to be incredible to dive into the world of what he does for Perth's music. So
Sweet as.
yeah, it's going to be really good. So tune in next week for 275 of the Infra-Red network. But once again, thank you, Mr. Schaff. Thank you for coming on.
My pleasure.
And yeah, we'll do this all again next week at some point. So stay safe out there, have fun, and don't forget, I was going to say something cool. Without the people supporting the music in Perth, we wouldn't have a good scene. So keep doing what you're doing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. All right, we will see you guys soon, all right? So catches. Let's wave.
Cheers.
Good wave. Yeah, catch